Hey, we're the Flick Chicks.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Monica, and this is the episode where we Netflix and chill.
Ooh, are we
It's a really
hitting
lame
on
one
our
today,
fans?
but it's okay. Our fans, first of all, brave of you to assume we have
Our
fans.
fan is one, which is
Yes.
No, there's two.
Me.
Us.
Yeah. I was like, wait, which one are you talking about?
Exactly.
I was talking about myself.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if you can't tell by the title,
Mhm.
I feel like we say this every time.
Yes.
You know what this is about. You know why you're here.
Yes.
But basically today we are going to be talking about Netflix, just Netflix original content. I would say is the best way to describe it. So most people I assume have Netflix.
Yeah.
I actually didn't have Netflix for a really long time.
What?
Like when everyone had
I
it.
didn't know this about you.
Yeah, the only reason I got it actually was because like when we switched service providers or something like
Mhm.
that, it came with like a free year of Netflix, and then we had it.
Nice.
Because I actually I was convincing my parents for so long to get Netflix. I was like, please. And then my parents were like, no, like we don't really use it that much. Like we wouldn't use it that much. Like we don't want to pay every month for it.
Yeah.
So then when we had it for the year, like the free year, like they used it so much that they're like, well, we have to keep it. Like we can't. My mom's like, I have so many shows to watch. Like I can't.
She's like, I still have to continue.
Yeah.
So
So then
cute.
since then it was like, even the thought of getting rid of it is like, no.
Mhm.
Because like, yeah.
It,
So I just think
especially with
that's
the
funny.
price increase now. Did you see $14.99 now?
Oh, I am not. Yeah, I don't handle the financials when it comes to the Netflix.
Yeah,
account,
I
so
don't
actually
either,
even
but
know
I
how
got
much it costs.
I got the notification. I don't
Didn't
know.
it used to be like back in the day? Wasn't it like $8?
Yeah, it was $8. Now we're like a double
Well,
the
shit.
price. Yeah, but they know. They're like, shut up. You're in lockdown. Like, you're really gonna
Yeah, I mean,
cancel?
like I can't really blame them.
No.
Honestly, it's like with the amount of people they have and the amount of content they
Mhm.
put out, like they have to make
and they
their money
put
somehow, right?
it's not trash content. It's quality content. So
No,
they
like, you have to
they're allowed
admit,
to
like,
do that. You know,
I'm always like anti large companies that are taking over a certain industry because
Mhm.
for many reasons. But I have to give it to Netflix. Like
Yeah.
they're just,
And
they're
also,
doing what they got to do.
they were the first to do it. So I'm like not mad at
Exactly.
them. You know, because
So it's like I can't be mad at
it's
that.
not like they're taking over an old industry. It's like, no, we kind of
Yeah,
invented
and
this,
there are
so-
a bunch of other streaming service. Like there's competition,
Of
which is
course.
good. I don't like monopolies.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, you
like
never want that.
Amazon. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's unhealthy
So
for sure.
at least there's some
Mhm.
decent other ones. Like, so I don't feel as bad for
Yeah,
rooting for them. I guess
It's
I don't know
like-
what I'm trying to say there, but
yeah.
it's a like you can't deny that it's like an essential service
Yes.
at this point.
It's like being mad at cable. It's like you can't be mad at cable. You need it.
Yeah.
It's like I do want more competition for you guys, but I still need it. So
yeah, but it's a lot of people don't have cable though.
not
like,
anymore.
nowadays.
Yeah. No, but
Yeah,
you know what's
people don't really
funny?
pay for cable
People are
anymore.
like, it's like a conspiracy. Not really. It's not like that crazy of a conspiracy. But they're like,
Mhm.
every channel is gonna start having streaming stuff, and then another
yeah.
person is gonna come and be like, what if I can make you pay for all the streaming channels for just a certain price? And they're like,
So
cable.
Like, but I think the thing that people want is like to be able to decide when or where. Like, I guess it just depends on how you like to watch your shows.
Mhm.
Like, I'm actually a person when it comes to TV shows. I like watching it once a week. Like, I don't
Mhm.
like binging.
Yes.
Like, unless it's a really good show, I'm not really a binger anymore. I used to be. Like, I used to binge like Pretty Little Liars. I would literally, to the point where like in the hallways at school while I'm walking to my next class, I would be watching it,
Yeah.
type of thing. But as I've gotten older, I just lost the attention span. So I also like being able to look forward to something every week. you know
I
what mean?
love that feeling. I love it so much.
Mhm.
But that's why I would say now I'm still a binger. So I would say my fix for that is reality TV. Like reality TV is still very much
Yeah.
a once a week thing, and it makes me
Yeah.
feel great. And then Netflix kind of just drops stuff, and then I'll watch that. That's kind of like my jam. But I totally
exactly.
agree with you. I don't want to lose that like element.
That's why it
So-
sucks that it's like, it kind of sucks that cable is kind of going
Yeah.
under now, because like all like the younger generation
Mhm.
like usually only
Oh
gets
my
most of their
goodness.
TV through
My
Netflix
sister
and
is
stuff
like,
that.
why is there commercials and why can't I pick the show that I want at the exact same time? that I want
Exactly,
it? And I'm
exactly.
like, oh my goodness, this is
That's why also like kids nowadays, like they don't do that thing anymore where it's like, oh my god, my favorite show is on, I have to watch. They just go and watch YouTube videos
Yeah.
on Netflix and stuff like that. So it's like there's not that kind of excitement of
Mhm.
like waiting for your show to be on
Yeah.
or whatever. And like you have to sit there, you can't pause it and walk away. Like you have to
Yeah.
prepare yourself, go to the bathroom before, like kind of thing. Like,
Like
that
a
was
movie.
fun, you know?
movie theaters, exactly.
Exactly. At least movie theaters are not good. Like
Mhm.
I'm happy though that movie theaters are still
Yeah, people
a
kept
thing,
being
'cause I
like,
love going to
"Oh,
movie
they're gonna
theaters.
die." Shut up! It's coming back.
Like I'm glad that like movie studios and stuff like that are not all going to Netflix like to do their
or streaming
movies and stuff like that. Yeah, streaming stuff. Like I'm glad there's still like blockbuster movies that come out. Anyways, that's a tangent and a half there.
I just think that's not gonna die because people are still. You don't want to watch like, for example, the Avengers at home. That's not that exciting. Like,
exactly.
Let's be serious. You know, you want to go see it in theaters
when the experience.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. So,
but so we're gonna be talking about Netflix today. This is basically just talking. We're mostly gonna be talking about like original movies and like series.
Yeah.
That Netflix has come up. Like there's like an endless amount of content, original content that Netflix has put out in lots of languages. Yes. Also, side tangent again. The thing I like about Netflix too is that they are not limited to like English language stuff. Like they have a huge catalog of
and it's
stuff
global,
from all over the world. Yeah, exactly.
The show, like you don't need
exactly, and it allows people to be exposed more to other language stuff. So that's
would
fun.
I have watched as many K-dramas as I have without Netflix? Of course not, because how would I catch them? But yeah, I mean, I used to have Drama Fever, which is an app that I used to watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, I use my friend's what is it called, Viki? It's like a streaming service for K dramas.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's good. But we're basically going to be talking mostly about shows that came about during lockdown, which lockdown has been like a year now, so it's basically 2020.
Yeah, because lockdown has been like definitely the time for Netflix to shine.
Yes.
I think they had like millions of new subscribers to Netflix, so it's only fitting that as we're going into a second lockdown that we talk about what Netflix has been putting out recently.
Yeah. So, what do we want to start with first? Monica, I'll give you the torch.
I don't know. Well, what I was gonna say also is that the reason we're doing this too, kind of, is because we had a couple of like different movies and series that we wanted to talk about, but like not really enough to make a full episode about it. So that's why we're throwing the ball into this,
smushing them all together. Yeah.
Just little tidbits of this episode. We can start with, you know what? We can start with the show that's been kind of taken over the airwaves recently, which is The Queen's Gambit.
Yes.
I know I'm already gonna be mad because I know how Anne feels about it, and it makes me sad. But yeah, if you haven't heard yet, The Queen's Gambit is a mini series. Like I think it's like 7 or 8 episodes.
It's a limited series, yeah.
Yeah, limited series. Sorry. That came out not that long ago on Netflix, like around October, November, something like that. About a female chess prodigy in the 1960s who's working towards becoming a grandmaster in chess. And this has become like really popular just I think through like word of mouth, if I'm being honest. Like I haven't like seen a lot of it about it like on social media and stuff like that. I feel like it's mostly just people like recommending it to other people that it's become really popular.
I don't know. I looked it up like just to see how the reaction was, and like a lot of famous people were tweeting about it. Like Stephen King said it was like the best
Stephen King
show he's ever seen or something like that. So yeah, that's. But I heard it from you, like obviously you know that. So.
And I heard it from somebody else who heard it from somebody else. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I feel like from what I like, at least from the people in my kind of like circle, everyone that I know about it, like knew about. Like I remember one of our friends, like he posted it on his story, and then I answered him, like he's like, "Oh, this show is really good." So then I asked him, like, "Oh my god, yeah, it is really good." And he's like, "Yeah, our friend, this person told me to watch it." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and they told me to watch it too. So it's like literally everyone's just been like telling each other to watch it. That's how it's been.
No, you're right,
around.
because my friends who I've been talking to, a lot of my friends have not watched it, but they're like, "Oh yeah, people have been telling me."
Exactly.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like a weird thing where it was like a word of mouth type of thing. But anyways, into the actual show itself. I guess I'll just go first since my thing is like pretty simple, and I know Anne's gonna have more to say than I am. But I love this show. And like I said before, I am not a show or series person. I'm not a binger, but I binged this entire thing in like I think it was like a period of 24 hours. It wasn't like a day because it was like half of one day and then the half of another day. But like I enjoyed this so much, and like it's one of those things where I can't even explain why. Like it wasn't anything like it wasn't like action packed, jam packed, like crazy drama like type. Like it's just like one of those shows for me that was just like really mesmerizing. I guess it's like a combination of everything, like the acting, the costuming, the setting, like the cinematography. Like the story was like kind of just like interesting because it's like I don't even know how to play chess. I don't know anything about chess, but like it was just interesting to see everything progress. I guess like also it's not just about chess. Like she deals with like she's like addicted to drugs and like
substance abuse,
stuff like that. So I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know why. Like, that's the way our friend Gabby, she's been on our show before. The way she explained it to me when she was telling me to watch it, she was like, I don't know why, but I can't stop watching it. Like, I just can't look away. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then, like, I was like, let me just try. And then I was doing an assignment while watching it at the same time. And then I just forgot my assignment because I just kept watching it. Like, I couldn't look away.
Yeah.
So I just really enjoyed it. I really liked the acting. I think the casting was really good. The way they like portrayed chess, it was like in a way that if you don't really play chess, it doesn't really matter that much. Like, you can still enjoy it because it made it seem like super interesting. Like, oh my god, is she gonna win? Like, you don't even have to know what's going on because it's like they don't.
It's very much like a sports movie.
Kinda,
like
yeah.
I shouldn't say sports, but the way they introduce chess is very much like a sports movie, as in like you don't actually need to understand like the rules. It's just like the drama of the match is what matters. Yeah.
So I really personally enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really good.
Okay.
So you can go now.
Okay. So I just want to preface this. I didn't hate it. It's not like trash. Like, I'm not gonna go. It's not like Frozen 2.
Okay.
Like, I'm not about to destroy
okay.
Don't worry about that. I agree with you. Everything you said is right. Like, I think the visuals were stunning. Costume design amazing. Acting very good. I didn't have a problem with that. I have a problem with mostly the writing / like the, how do you say, the plot premise, whatever. That whole part is what didn't. So for me, I didn't get that element of, I got to episode 5 and I was very bored. Like, I was like, I would have finished, like, I wouldn't have finished it if it weren't for the show.
Interesting.
After episode 5, because I had to stop. I was like, geez Louise. I also did binge it in like a day because I needed to finish it. Because I needed to
maybe it was like the fact that you felt like you needed to watch it. Maybe that affected a little bit.
Maybe, but I'll just say like specifically two points as to why. Okay. I think why I was bored is because I think the show itself is more of a premise than a plot. So basically, a premise is like an idea, like, oh, aliens invade the Earth, right? That's an idea, but you can't make like a story off of that. I mean, you can, but that's not a story. You can't be like, aliens invade the Earth. That's just a premise, not a plot, right? I felt like the premise / plot sounds interesting, like a orphan chess prodigy girl in the 1960s, basically rags to riches. She becomes a grandmaster. Okay, sounds cool. But I felt like the way it was delivered was poor, if you ask me. So I'm just going to quote, like, I found, because I had to do research on, like, why I didn't like it, because I felt crazy, But basically I think this review is really fair. If you want to go read it, it's on The Guardian. But basically, just a quote that she said, Beth's rise is virtually frictionless. Her first loss doesn't come until halfway through the series. Her addictions don't hamper her until even later. And as a young woman in the male-dominated world of the 1960s chess, she meets virtually no sexism, let alone predatory behavior.
That is true.
So
that is true.
Yeah. I just felt that after her mom died, like, I was interested. Episode 1 to 4, where she's, like, with her adoptive mom. I thought it was interesting. I was actually but then her mom died, and I felt like, like, it was like, now I was sledging through the mud. Like, I didn't know where we were heading. Like, I was like, what are we doing now? Because at first it was like, oh, you see her as an orphan and how she grows up. Like, you're seeing how she got to where she is. That's useful, entertaining. Then you see her earning basically a living with her chess part, right? Which is really cool. This is the part where they should have added stakes, and I don't think they did. I feel like after her mom died, I was like, okay, so what are we doing now? And it's like, oh, we need to beat the Russian guy. Like, that's the big goal or something. That guy. And also maybe Benny, I guess. Like, she lost to him. Benny was her first loss, which didn't happen until like the 4th episode. That's too long for me, for somebody to lose. Because just watching somebody win all the time, to me, that's not fun. Like, I don't...
that makes sense. Yeah, no, I get that.
It's a little bit much. Yeah. So then I just felt like they should have added stakes. If she was getting disrespected, which I would have anticipated that she would, as a woman in a male-dominated field, she should have been disrespected. Like, I don't know where this progressive society is that I could live in, because I felt like she only got pushback when she was a rookie. And, like, I feel like any rookie could get pushback like that. But maybe, let's say it's because she was a woman rookie and they disrespected her. Then she quickly got up the ranks because she's really good. And then after that, basically nobody disrespected her. Like, yeah, maybe they had that one conversation where they said like, oh, she's too emotional, but they also said it in Russian behind her back. Like, nobody ever like challenged her or, you know, said like, oh, you're only good because you're a woman, like people think you're good for a woman. It was never that. Like, nobody was ever questioning her. And I read like a small tweet about a real, like, because this is not a real story for people who think. There was a chess player, like a woman chess player, and a man cheated against her or something like that in the game. And he said like, oh, women don't really know how to play chess, so it doesn't matter if I cheated. And then he got away with it. So I'm just saying that like there are sexist things that happen in that field. So I don't know why they kind of just erased that idea in the show, which kind of made me feel like a man wrote this, and a man did.
That makes sense.
Like you're not being realistic. And I feel like the stakes would have been higher. Her becoming the Grandmaster would have been like triumphant for me if the stakes were like, I need to prove to all these like guys who think I'm just, you know, a chump, that I'm actually the best player ever. But every guy who she ever faced literally says that. Like, they're like, yeah, you're the best player I've ever faced. That's it. Like, I was like, okay, like, good. Like, I just felt like I could tell what was happening at the end. And, you know, that's what happened. Second point, and last point. The secondary characters. Okay.
What?
Oh, yeah. They are so highly underdeveloped, except for the mom.
I thought you meant like you just didn't like them. I was like, I love this. No.
It's a problem. I like them, and every time I start liking them, they're like, bye. We're not gonna see them again for another, I don't know how many episodes.
I feel like that's the point, though. It's just like she didn't really have anyone constant in her life at all. I think that's kind of how the whole point is, how she just keeps getting.
I think that is the point
of these people because like she is like so focused on her goal that she doesn't have time to like settle down and get close with people.
No, I don't think it was a mistake. It was an artistic choice. Clearly the movie or the show is through Beth's eyes, because we don't see anything that doesn't happen to Beth. Like, nothing. I just think it was bad because I was like, I need someone constant. When the mom was there, I loved it because I was like, there's a constant person here that I can. It just felt lonely. Like, I felt lonely. I think just like
you're
her,
supposed to feel.
I know.
That's the whole point.
Let me see. I don't like that.
Okay, I get it. It's like a personal preference.
One thing specifically, the way they did my friend. This was a problem, and nobody can tell me nothing about this one. I thought this term is coined by Spike Lee, a very, very famous director. I thought we were done with the magic NEGRO trope. I'm not with it. How are we going to be introduced to Jolene at the beginning? She's interesting, compelling. She basically shows Beth how to live in the orphanage. And we don't see her until the 7th last episode, where she reaches out to Beth, who Beth has completely forgotten about her. She reaches out and she uses the money that she was going to use for law school to fight for black people's rights to help a white girl win a chess competition.
That makes sense.
And also, they're like, oh, people are going to be like, whatever she won, she'll pay her back. Have we seen Beth pay people back? Because I haven't. She didn't pay the old man back. I don't see her pay Jolene back. I really hope she does. I would like to assume she did.
Pay her back. I would assume extra.
But please show me that. I think you can show me her opening a letter of cash.
Yeah,
like, I feel like that's a scene.
I felt like
that you could have showed me.
She like found out that Beth won. Like, if she was opening an envelope with a bunch of cash in it. Yeah, that would have been nice.
Are you? I was like, y'all are actually joking. Like, my mouth was on the floor. I was like, this is her tuition money, and she's talking about how she's trying to fight for black people's rights. And then they're just like, no. Give the white girl the money.
That makes sense. Like, no, I can't argue with that. I thought that was funny too. I was like, okay. What's her purpose?
Oh my. I was like, she couldn't get her white boyfriend in New York to give her money. Like, seriously. You're really... And I feel like they didn't even show how Beth had loyalty to Jolene. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, Beth was always there for her. So then Jolene's like, you know what, I can do this for you. No. Like, this is... Netflix. This is my last sentence about this. Netflix. Y'all are on my last nerve with these black side characters. Tall girl, look what y'all did. Look at this. There's a bunch more I could name. The only one you didn't do crazy was Stranger Things, and still I'm watching y'all. Sex Education, though, y'all did right. That's it. But everything else, I'm watching, you're on thin
That
ice.
makes sense.
Basically, my point is, I feel like it should have been a movie. I feel like if it was a movie, I would have been okay with it because they would have skipped a lot of scenes. That I
see, for me, I like that it was a series, a mini series.
Maybe it should have been, or they should have cut the series. I felt like there were scenes that were unnecessary. Just make more sexism. I need more sexism too.
Well, I won't get too much into it because we do have to move on. We have a lot of stuff to get through. But basically, my little tidbit on the sexism thing, I personally didn't mind not seeing like her face like violence sexism, because I feel like the whole, like, I know obviously it was written from the point of view of the man, so whatever I'm saying is probably negated by the fact that the man was like, nah, she doesn't face sexism just because he didn't want to do it. But in my perspective, I was okay with not seeing her face that much sexism, because I was like, I feel like it would have turned into a whole her motivation, because I feel like her motivation was not to prove people wrong, it was to prove herself, kind of thing. Like I preferred that they put the emphasis on just her growth as a person, and I feel like if they had just included it would have just been another like, oh yeah, we're at feminism, woo, like, you know what I mean, like I thought it wasn't really about that kind of thing.
I just feel like it's
like, no, I get how it's like super unrealistic. Oh, 100%. Like I get that that's super unrealistic, and like she did face a little bit or whatever, you know, it's not really that much, but I like, sometimes for me at least, it's just nice to not see sexism all the time, kind of thing. Like it sucks that like if you want to make an accurate show that is placed in the past, you have to add like bigotry, like, you know what I mean. I feel like it's nice once in a while to have one of those shows where you don't have to think about that for like a little bit, where it's like you don't have to watch someone just be faced with sexism because realistically, literally anything she would do, she would be like, well, you're a woman, you can't do anything. So I feel like it would be so redundant if it was in the show. It's like, okay, we get it, you know. So that's why I feel like they were putting it through
none.
Her I know, I get that.
I felt like they did none. I agree with you. I don't think too much would be too much.
Like in my opinion, I would like to think that like she proved herself already from the fact that she was undefeated until episode 4. That people are like, well, we can't really say much because she's gonna kick her ass in chess. But that's just me.
Yeah, I guess I don't like seeing people just win. I think that's a little too. I think that's why it slows down at episode 5, and I'm like, not
makes sense.
And I think a lot of people didn't like the ending. Actually, a lot of people were mad at. I don't know. Some people wanted her to OD. That's
what? I did not want that personally.
Some people were like, "Oh, her triumph with drugs was too easy." Okay. But you know, you'll see a lot of people.
Never got over the drug. But anyways, we have to move on. We have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
We might have to be extra brief with these next ones, but that was just the one we want to talk about the most, because it was like, it's been pretty like talked about a lot recently.
But yeah,
I
just feel like people are like people are saying this show is perfect, and I'm like, okay.
I mean, yeah, like, I wouldn't consider it perfect. I was just surprised that I actually watched watched it all the way through, because I never do that.
No, I agree. Everything you said is correct. I got bored, and I can't
argue with that. You made valid points. Okay, moving on. So another we can move on to a movie actually, since we'll go show movie. Yeah. A movie that came out on Netflix not too long ago, and we were actually gonna make an episode about this, but like after I watched it, I felt like I didn't really have that much to say, so I was like, I don't think this would make a really interesting like full hour. But this movie was Enola Holmes. It came out like 2 months ago in like September or something like that. It's like a Millie Bobby Brown. It's like a it's like a girl Sherlock Holmes type of thing, like, you know.
She's a little sister.
Yeah, she's like Sherlock Holmes' little sister. She's trying to find her mom.
This is based off a book.
Yeah, it is. I knew that. So yeah, it's like one of those things where like, oh, Enola Holmes, she's not like other girls. She's tough and strong and she doesn't wear dresses and she likes to get down and dirty type of thing. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll just watch it. Like I had to watch it because we were thinking about making an episode for it. So I was like, okay. And like I was just like meh about it. It wasn't like too interesting to me. Yeah, like I just didn't find it that interesting, to be honed. Like it was fine. Like her acting was fine. The like lead, her and that little boy, whatever, that she was with for like half the movie, like they were fine. Like they were fun to watch. But like, I don't know. I was just it was just a little boring to me. The stakes, like you said, with the stakes of her finding her mom were just like the like I love a good mystery. Don't get me wrong. I love mystery. I love like, oh my god, who done it? Like where find this missing person, etc. But like I was just not invested at all. I was like, okay, like I don't really care so much. Yeah,
I watched it with friends, so that made it more exciting. Yeah, I'll say that. Could kind of cloud it. I liked it. I think why I liked it though might be the reason you didn't like it was, I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that, but we'll see. I guess we both don't care about the mom.
Yeah, like the mom, like that's what I'm saying. The whole thing on.
But I like that it. I like that it veered away from that though. Like that wasn't the point of the. Like she ended up giving up on the whole mom thing and going with Tewksbury. So I feel like that's why I ended up enjoying it. Like it was good. It was cute. It's a cute movie.
Yeah, like it wasn't bad. I just like was kind of like
like I feel like the mom part. If the whole thing was about her mom, oh man, I would have turned it off. But as soon as we Tewksbury was in trouble, and then it was to get like all men can vote kind of thing. I felt like that was kind of cool with the history part.
Oh yeah.
So I like that. She ended up doing something else, and also I agree with you as in like it started, or it seemed like it was gonna be like, I'm not like other girls, but
well, I mean, it wasn't that wasn't the point of the movie, but it was the point of her character.
But it seemed like that, yeah. But I felt like the fact that her mom is like, oh, men, like you don't need to deal with men, boys are stupid. But then she ended up like defying her mom and being like, no, I actually am gonna go save this dude because whatever, I can care about people. I like that. I like I like when a character is like brought up with a certain ideal and then sometimes they realize like, you know what, maybe that's not all there is to it, because her mom is clearly not the most reliable like person to. So I like that happened. I think it was just like we said.
Yeah, it was fun. I like the beginning part. I like the part where she met Tewksbury or whatever, and like by like the third act, I was kind of
that haircut did wonders.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what the different man.
But yeah, no, for me, I was just like, in general, from the get go, I was like, man, let's just see how this goes. Like I watched the trailer and I wasn't too interested in it, just because again, I know that wasn't the point. It veered away from that, but I just don't like it when female characters, their whole thing is like she's tough and strong. Like I don't see why that's a problem for her to be like super girly and then doing cool things. You know,
I was not even less interested than you in the movie. My friend picked it and I was like, ugh, I guess. And then because she's like, I don't want to watch another romance movie, and I was like, like me, I'm rom-com central. And then she picked that movie, and then it ended up like there's like a cute ship in it, and I was like, we won again.
Okay,
I beat you again.
That movie was kind of just like, it flew under the radar. I feel like a little bit. I was kind of like, okay, bye.
Yeah, it's just like, watch it if you want, watch it if you don't.
Yeah, whatever. All right, next. So I think we should do the one that we'll finish off with the ones that we've seen, and then we can go into two recent ones that we have not seen. Okay, so next one is another mini-series. Yeah, we have to keep this explanation brief because I feel like we'll go on a huge tangent if we don't. So just a warning. Okay. So this next mini-series is one that came out pretty recently, a couple weeks ago. It's called Dash and Lily. It's like a Christmas romance, like teen rom-com movie.
Yes. Based off of
exactly by like David Leviathan, so you know it's like extra YA type of shit. Pretty quick premise of the show miniseries was that there's like a guy named Dash, a girl named Lily. They communicate through this like notebook. She's like leaving clues for him and stuff like that. I don't know why, actually. I forgot. Just for fun. She just wanted to like find a boy. Like her brother wanted her to find a boy. Yeah. So she's like, let me do this game. And then they basically fall in love through this notebook, and then all this shit happens.
Yeah. The girl with all the connects.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
To keep it super brief, I was obsessed with it. I literally felt like empty after I finished watching it, because I'm like, wow, I feel like I had my issues with it. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's the most perfect thing, but like, I guess it was what I needed that day.
I don't think anybody like, if you're going into the show thinking
no.
perfect,
like it's not that like, serious. It's just one of those like little cute. It's like a teen rom-com type of thing. Like there's gonna be like the Jonas Brothers was in it for some fucking reason. Like
I saw Nick Jonas as an executive producer. I saw that like in the first episode, and I was like, oh. And then when they all showed up, I was like, oh, he really got his cameo. He got his cameo. So it was like, it's just cute. It's like something if you want to watch. Like if you're just like, you know, in lockdown right now and it's like Christmassy outside, and you just want something lighthearted to watch. It's really short. It's like 8 episodes and each one is like 25 minutes, so you can watch it literally in like an afternoon, which is what I did. I watched it with my mom in an afternoon, and like I just enjoyed it. It was like watching
extra long rom-com movie.
Rom-com.
So like
yeah.
it was super lighthearted.
I enjoyed the premise.
I love the premise. Yeah. I love the whole like nope. I love when teen rom-coms do that little shit where it's like stuff that wouldn't happen in real life. Like, oh, they made a bet, or like, oh, they did this. Oh, they're falling in love through a notebook in the
like
biggest city in the fucking world. Like it's not realistic, but I just love it. And I liked the side characters. I liked them. I liked the lead, the two leads, because they actually looked like normal teenagers. They weren't like super hot, sexy people. They were just kind of like normal people. And yeah, that's pretty much all I'd say about it.
Yeah, I knew Dash from Euphoria. He was he plays a guy in there, super cute. His ship there, he's real good with ships. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I liked it. It was cute. Like it had a nice little message. Like I liked it. I think it was wrapped up too quickly in the last episode, but like it's whatever. I enjoyed it.
Yes,
you can't expect too much.
I agree with you. Yeah, I literally think that's what I'm saying. I think the difference between me and Monica, I enjoyed it. Literally no problem. I just didn't feel like the heart emptiness, and I think it's because of the way they wrapped it up. We both agree on
like
that.
It was wrapped up way too quickly. It was like it could have used like, another episode, I think.
Like it's like, okay, we don't get to see these characters actually together
that much,
like the whole movie. Like not even like together as a couple. I mean together in the
present. Like they only ever communicate through the notebook. Their only time they meet each other once. And then the next time they meet, they're like, it's the end. They're together. So
yes. So I'm like, you need to give me a little canon, please. Like a denouement. Yeah,
that's why I was like, if it had one extra episode, it could have been even better. But I still enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah. Or like not even like a out of what is it, a credit scene,
like an epilogue type of thing. Yeah, they didn't even get us. Yes. Yeah. No, I agree. I know. That's the only thing. But other than that, if you're looking for something cute to watch,
it was cute.
If you're like on your period or something, if you're a person that gets period, if you're on your period and you're just trying to like eat some ice cream and watch some little rom-com type of thing, I highly recommend this. It's really cute. It's very Christmassy and like cute, and it's just do it.
You won't be like, you know, it won't make you throw your laptop.
No, it's just like lighthearted. Really, you'll get nice, some like cute emotions, nice, but it's like pretty complex in terms of like feelings and stuff like that, you know. So it's pretty cool.
Yes. They were good at. I agree with you. They were good at making things that I didn't think were deep, but like not in an obnoxious, weird. Because that's what we say. We both don't like when kids are super philosophical.
Like
for
they
no
were talking
reason.
about shit
like
that
when
they're
know.
Like the dude had been through a breakup, so he's telling her about like my breakup kind of messed me up with my dad, me and my dad's relationship kind of thing. You know, it's like normal shit.
And she talks about like
she
talks about bullies in high
main,
school.
Like
issue not like I feel like an existential
her main
crisis.
issue in life is the fact that she just was bullied when she was younger and didn't have many friends, which is normal, which is what happens. But anyways, no, highly recommend watch that show. Jeez. I think it was great. Also, final thing, I'm really glad it was a series and not a movie, because if it was a movie, it would have been way too rushed. I like how it was a series. Yes. More rom-com series, please.
That I agree with you. I feel like this needs to be. They don't need to be afraid of these things, you know? Honestly, they should start making limited series, too, that are like
no, I love limited series. I'm like on the limited series train now after watching Queen's Gambit and Dash and Lily. I'm on the train. Give me more limited series.
Y'all don't even need 8. Like, sometimes 4.
Because see, limited series is like the perfect middle for me, because long shows, I can't watch them. And then movies, I'm too critical because I'm like, you rushed things or didn't fit properly. But limited series is like, it's like you have the premise of a movie where it's like you have a limited amount of time to do everything you want, but you have more time to do it, so you have more time to add extra detail. It's perfect. Okay, moving on. Next one, movie that came out recently too. I have not seen this one, but it's called The Holidate. It's like starring Emma Roberts.
I have
and some British dude. I've never seen him in my life.
No, he's Australian,
whatever,
which makes it worse. I'm so sorry, Australian people.
Doesn't matter. It's like another holiday rom-com. I have not seen it. And so you can I haven't seen it. I'll tell you why I haven't seen it, because I watched the little trailer thingy that they play on Netflix automatically, and I was not interested. Also, I don't really like Emma Roberts that much, so I was like, meh.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't like her.
Maybe it's because one time I heard that she's like a really this could be wrong, don't quote me on this, but I heard that she's like a really bad person. Like I've heard like she's just like really rude, bitchy, like to like whenever she's on set, like terrible to work with type of thing, and I feel like that's all I see in her now, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, jeez. No, I've heard that, and also I was very up in her whole domestic abuse.
Oh, that too, yeah. That's why I just feel weird watching her and stuff now, because she just like she plays the bitchy character a little too well for me. You know what I mean? Like,
And also, I just feel it's so weird because she's like a woman, so she gets away with it. I just kind of feel it's awkward because like if a dude kind of, you know, not that it's the same thing, but like still,
no, I get that. That's why I was like, I still like when someone, an actor, plays only like mean, evil characters, and you're like, okay, maybe that's the thing, and then you find out they're evil in real life. It's like, oh, you played that character a little too well for me. Like maybe like it's like Rachel Berry, you know, Rachel Berry, like from Glee, how like it's been like it was coming out recently. Basically, people were like, she literally. The reason she plays Rachel Berry so well is because that's her. I was like, whoa. Like that changed my whole perspective.
Yeah, didn't she like say she's gonna pee in someone's wig or something?
I was like, people are like, like people have worked with her literally said she is exactly like Rachel Berry. That's why she plays the hair. That's why when people are like, it comes out that the person who plays like super bitchy characters is actually bitchy in real life. It just makes me like, whoa, like that's scary because it's like you're just airing out how you actually are. But anyways, you can do a little quick tidbit on the Holidate since you watched it.
This movie is confusing. It comes off on a premise of like, oh, this is gonna be a cute little PG-13 Christmas rom-com Hallmark type thing, but then they're like, no, shut up, R-rated blowjob scene in the first 10 minutes. What? What? Oh my goodness. R.I.P. to the kids' eyeballs, because I think a lot of children thought it was gonna be a normal movie and it wasn't. It was okay. It's fine, actually. It's not as bad as it seems.
Was it like a good romance type of thing?
It was like a C+ B- romance. Okay. Like you want them to be together. Like you're like, yeah, y'all should be together. Because you're both messes. You're both a mess. Like you're both like kind of trash, and like together it makes sense. Like you're both not really. It's like it's not even like they're bad people. They're just kind of like miserable. Like it's like, you know, like at the cashier when they're like $1 for charity, please. They're like the type of people who'd be like, no. Even if they had the dollar, which is just, but I'm like, you know, together, you guys, it makes sense. It was fine. King Bash is in it.
King Bash annoys me so much. Why is he like pushing 30 and he's still playing teenagers in movies?
He was not playing a teenager this time. He was playing an adult, which I enjoyed. So I was like, thank you.
He's moved on, even though he played a teenager like 2 years ago.
Yes.
He's crazy to me now.
It's hilarious. No, it was okay. Like I feel like it would be fun to watch with friends. I think it would be really
I feel like if you're having like a sleepover, maybe type of thing.
Yes, I think it's super fun because it's not boring. It's not like it's not like trash. Like it's not like watching The Kissing Booth and you're like, qu'est-ce que je fais? Like what am I doing? No, it's like, oh, this is funny. There's weird parts. I wouldn't say it's funny. It's just there's like laughable parts. Okay. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But my review is that it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Watch it with people.
Don't watch it,
which is what I did.
All right,
on Netflix. Party.
So that was for that, and then we have our last recent Netflix original release from. I already said recent. Anyways, neither of us have seen this, but this is a series that has been talked about, and I have reasons for this too. This is like a series that has been talked about a lot, I think, recently, which is Emily in Paris. It's like I don't know if it's a miniseries. I think it's one of those shows that they're trying to do for a long time, if they can.
No, I think it's like a normal Netflix series, as in you have 8 episodes, which is standard for Netflix.
Yeah, and then like they'll probably do a second season or something 10. If it gains a lot of popularity. But if you haven't seen it, or seen the trailer or whatever, it's like a Lily Collins' character. She's like an American writer or something, and then she gets a job in Paris. It's basically like Americans being like, oh my god, Paris is it's the most beautiful place in the world, like nothing bad ever happens here. It's fashion and it's croissants. It's berets, wearing berets. And it's just like, okay,
is Lily Collins British?
Yes.
Okay I'm done.
I think. Yeah.
Because she did a really good accent in that movie.
She's Phil Collins. I think her one of her parents is British and the other one's American. But I'm pretty sure she's British. Because her dad is Phil Collins.
British accent. Oh.
Yeah. Her accent. Yeah, her dad is Phil Collins. You know, the guy who sings, I can
Shut up. Phil Collins. Of course I know him. I love him.
Yeah.
He is the soundtrack.
So that's why I think her accent's a little kind of like she's good at doing an American accent. I think she's like just, yeah.
His daughter is beautiful. Good for you, Phil Collins.
Right?
I didn't see that.
But yeah, so it's like I haven't seen it, but just from the trailer, I'm like, I know it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, it's Paris. It's so beautiful. Oh my God, French.
Le pipi. I don't need it.
So I was just like, I'm not interested. And like, it's just like one of those things where it's like America's like fetish with like Europe. You know what I mean? And it just didn't seem very interesting for like as a premise. It seems like something I would watch if I was like in 8th grade.
I prefer European shows that are made with
Europeans. Like if I'm gonna watch something
like
in Europe,
where Europeans do it, like I feel like they do because they live there.
Like
so
it's just funny watching like the American perspective of Paris and then watching like a French show. Like I remember I watched a couple episodes of like Scam France. It's like a show about like teenagers in France. It's just like so different. Like it's not like the Americans make France look like it's the most like exotic, amazing like place in the world, but it's like just another country that has its own issues. Like
I watched the Hookup Plan and like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was really funny, and that was in Paris. It did make me want to go on exchange there. Not gonna lie, but it had nothing to do with them like over glamorizing it. Like I had absolutely
I thought it would be glamorizing. Cool. That's the word I was looking for. They glamorize Paris.
Yeah, they over glamorize.
And I meant to watch that video. Anne sent me a video about how this dude was like roasting the fashion and stuff like that.
It was so.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like
I hate a couple pictures. It was silly, and the guy like he actually knows about fashion, so he was actually talking about the price of the things and how it's absolutely absurd that she would have like this Chanel bag that costs like $35,000.
Jesus,
it's like crazy. Yes, it's like crazy. And he's like, how can she have a Chanel bag but then she can't afford to get real boots? Like,
oh my God, I'm gonna watch that after. But yeah,
like he was just basically saying it's stupid. Yeah. Like you can't. It's like when people, you know, this is kind of rude, but you know, poor people often buy like the crazy gaudy stuff to pretend that they know about like Gucci and stuff, but it's like doesn't go with your outfit.
Yeah, I think the show could have been a thing if it was like in 2013 or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not the 2020 the era. Move, you know.
I feel, but to be fair to them, I guess they just anticipated a normal release, and then I feel like now in the pandemic time,
people are like, okay, like no, I get that.
I don't want to see this girl travel to Paris because I can't even go if I wanted to, kind of thing. Like, you know.
Makes sense.
Can't even play that angle.
But yeah, sorry. Apparently it's supposed to be Emily in Paris. Like it's supposed
Emily
to. That's what I remember. Netflix made a tweet saying Emily and Paris are supposed to rhyme. So we were like, okay. So this is just like even worse, being like, it's not Emily in Paris, it's Emily in Paris. It's like, okay, shut up.
Wow. Why y'all didn't even put an accent on her name?
Oh, I know.
Silly.
All right, so that's it for our recent releases. So we're just gonna really quickly talk about a couple of future Netflix releases that we're personally excited for. Yes. I guess I'll say the first one, or not. It'll be the third one for you.
You can say yeah.
But so the one of them that we have on here, it's a series coming out called Bridgerton. Bridgerton. I thought it was Bridgerton, but it's not. But there's a D.
It could be Bridgerton too. They didn't say
the D is in there. Okay, yeah. I think it's called Bridgerton. It's like a Victorian era Gossip Girl series, and I am so excited because it looks phenomenal. It's like literally like there's like a woman. It's voiced by Julie Andrews, my queen. And she like runs like a gossip column in like Victorian era something, and there's just like costumes and there's drama and romance.
I feel like this makes way more sense. Like I feel like in Victorian era
that's when shit
people would care about, and it's like a big deal. Like people are in your business for no reason.
So basically, this lady, Mrs. whatever the fuck her name is, runs like a gossip column and knows everybody's secrets, and then drama's gonna happen, and I'm really excited to watch it.
Her name was weird. It was like Latin Port.
It's like Mrs. Devonport or whatever. And there's it's like a fairly diverse cast. It's like by Shonda Rhimes, so obviously you know Shonda Rhimes. She loves her colorblind casting and stuff like that. So
I forgot about that. Good for her.
Yeah, so it's like from Shonda Rhimes, which is cool. And there's like LGBT characters and for like diversity, and it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited. It comes out on Christmas Day, so I know what I'm gonna be doing on Christmas Day.
Yeah, good for you, Shonda.
You know what? Yeah,
it might be the first show I actually finished of yours. I'm so sorry to you.
Listen, if Grey's Anatomy wasn't so long, I would watch it. But I stopped at season 15. So
yeah, bruh.
But she kept me for that much. She kept me for that much.
Yeah, and she also did. I don't like people poop on her all the time about stuff, but
she's in her bag.
So I don't. Yeah, like
I can't.
Are you rich?
You know what I mean? Like I can't hate on her. Like she's done a lot for like. TV. Like,
no,
people that she's put on TV. Like, you know what I mean?
Especially, right? How to Get Away with Murder, Scandal, Grey's. Like, you know, I can't. She puts black women on TV, so I gotta like her for that. So.
Yeah, and like I love her Grey's Anatomy like philosophy when she was casting Grey's Anatomy, which is like cast people based on their talent. Like her all the characters never have any kind of description, race or gender. Like she had transgender people, she had like a woman in a hijab, she had like all kinds, like you literally Grey's Anatomy has all kinds of people.
That's the way it should be. Like I really don't get, like you don't need to cast race unless it's
like, relevant to the story. But who in 2020 is making something where it's like, no, unfortunately all of these people have to be white. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because it's like, listen, she's doing a Victorian era show, but you see like people of color in it. It's like, just do it. Like when you're talking about the 1700s,
especially
where all of the it's like were all of the people in the 1700s white when they were all technically speaking, no, there were some like higher up people of color at that time. Yeah, although they were rare. But it's like, who's really gonna be mad if you do a little fictional show with like a diverse cast? Like, it doesn't matter.
If something that doesn't happen. If there's magic in your movie, just come on. Like, it's already not accurate.
Exactly. So it's like, it doesn't hurt. So that's why I'm excited to watch that. I hope it's going to be juicy. And
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Go Shonda.
So next one, there's another show coming out called Tiny Pretty Things. I just found out about this a couple of days ago, but it's another mystery kind of whodunit type of thing. It's like Pretty Little Liars mixed with ballet.
They said, they literally say, Black Swan meets Pretty Little Things.
Yeah, Pretty Little Liars. So it's like this girl who gets pushed off of a rooftop. She's like a ballet star at this academy. She gets pushed off of a roof and dies. So then this other girl comes in to replace her. And she finds out that this like academy has a lot of drama and stuff going on. And like it looks super intense. And basically they're still trying to figure out who was the person who pushed that girl off the roof. And whoever pushed her off the roof is also trying to push this new girl, do some shit to her. She gets pushed in front of a bus on the trailer. I was like, whoa. And there's a lot of dancing and ballet, and it's like really, it looks really cool. I'm really
like,
excited.
The whole time I was like, this pusher person could use their energy to become better at ballet.
Right?
Like, how come you got to push two different people to get your job? Jeez.
Yeah. So it just looks like it's gonna be really interesting. Dramatic. Like I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be honest. Probably gonna one of these shows where I have to wait for what people are saying and then I'll watch it. I don't know if I would like immediately go in. Depends when it comes out. I forgot when.
I think but we'll see. December like 18th or 14th, like one in the 10s of December.
If it's December, I'll probably watch it. I don't have anything.
Exactly. So that's why I'm excited.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna watch that. And then our third one here is The Prom, which is a movie, right? Yeah, it's a movie.
A musical.
It's a movie musical, so I'm excited. I watched the trailer before doing the episode, and I'm pretty excited now. So the premise for that one is, I think you probably know the premise better than me, actually.
Yeah, we actually talked about it in our teen movies
episode.
I remember now. It was like really early on, but the premise is about a lesbian couple or like a lesbian girl asks a girl to prom, and she gets banned from prom because, you know, they're same-sex couple. And then, like, I guess a bunch of people like try to get them to be able to go. Like, I don't know when this is set, the time, but we can.
Me neither.
Honestly,
it could be any time.
It could because either of those things could still happen. You know. So, but it's a musical, so that's all I need. Honestly,
Meryl Streep is in it.
Meryl Streep is in it. Kerry Washington.
One of the girls from the one that plays one of the. I think she's the other girl in the lesbian couple, not the main one, the cheerleader one. Oh yeah, she was in Hamilton. Yeah. She was in the Hamilton cast. Andrea.
Jo Ellen Palmer.
No, Andrea DeBose. I think that's her name.
Ariana DeBose.
That one. Ariana DeBose.
Ariana Grande's in it.
Huh?
Oh. Okay.
All right.
It's stars. And Keegan. Keegan Michael Key. Oh, my goodness. Awkwafina's in it. Bruh.
It's just like it's a stacked cast. It's like all the cringy people, but I'm excited.
Yeah. I love.
Except Meryl Streep. She can never be cringy.
Yeah, no, never. And Nicole Kidman's in it.
Like I said, all the cringy people are gonna be in it, but it's okay because I'm excited. It's singing. I love singing and romance.
If they sing well, I don't care how cringy you are. Exactly. You know? Your acting could honestly be not that good, and as long as you sing well, I'm probably.
It's a little compensation for In the Heights not being released. I'm still mad about that. Just put it on Disney Plus. Come on, please, just do it. So yeah, that's our future releases that we're excited for on Netflix. And then now for the rest of the episode, I think we're going to just talk about some of our favorite of all time Netflix original series or movies. Again, we'll have to go through this briefly because we've already went on a long tangent. So we'll just quickly go through some of those. So you can say which ones you like first.
So for me, I mean, I saw your list, so I'm just gonna like retweet the things that you say later. But also for me, some of my favorites, like that I really enjoyed, Set It Up. It's like a really I liked it. Rom-com. I enjoyed it way too much. Like,
I had no expectations when I played it. I remember I was like, I just need something in the background, and then I ended up liking it. I kind of watch it like all the time, like just there, and I'm like, it's comforting. Like, yeah. If you don't know Set It Up, it's that one where it's like the two people both have bosses that are really like hard working and whatever, the assistants, and they try to set them up so that they don't have to like work as much. I think that's what it is. But then obviously the two end up falling in love or whatever.
Yes. So I just like their characters a lot. Like I feel like I'm like, these are like real people. Like, and their problems weren't like grandiose, but I was like, yeah, this is like a working person's like problem. Yeah. Like, am I doing what I really want? And I love her quote where she's like, guys don't like girls who like sports. Guys like girls who like guys who like sports.
Oh my god! So good. Like it just had a lot of quotes where, especially where she's like, I overdicked it. Like I was dicking around too much.
The overdicking around thing. Yeah.
It's like a pretty good one. Like I like that one a lot.
So cute. It's adorable. Yeah. I feel like I kind of miss that because I didn't know that was part of their Summer of Love promotion. So I don't know if you noticed, but when To All the Boys came out, this came out, a bunch of like Netflix was just doing like rom-com.
Didn't To All the Boys come out in like February?
No, like the first one. No,
oh, maybe it
I don't think so.
Maybe
it was like Summer of Love.
I thought To All the Boys came out in like January or like February. It was winter. I feel like.
Date.
To All the Boys.
August 17th.
Really?
2018. Huh. Yeah, you're thinking
maybe
of
I'm thinking the second
one. Yeah. The Summer of Love.
Oh yeah,
they did all that.
The second one
was February 12th.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. No, but yeah, I liked Set It Up. It was good. I might watch it again, honestly.
So I really enjoyed that summer, and y'all should do it again. Okay.
I agree. Next. Well, we already mentioned it, but we both liked To All the Boys I Loved Before. I think that was like quality Netflix movie right there.
Beautiful. I loved it.
I think it's gonna become a classic.
It was cute. I think so too.
Like I think it's gonna be a classic rom-com.
I don't know. I loved it. I don't know what else to say.
It's really good.
And like the again, like this is my biggest point for why I really Lara Jean is like a real person. Like I was like, I know people like her. Like people do things like her. Like she's just like a teenage girl. Yeah, and that's normal.
It was
like
good.
that.
I like To All the Boys. It's and like the cinematography. I feel like more people. I just dropped my phone. Yes. I feel like more people need to talk about the cinematography. Nope, that was my phone on the floor. The cinematography for that movie was like really good too. For some reason,
it was. The artist, even the second one where they did like the food stuff and the over the headshots, they do them for both movies. Really nice artistically.
Love it. Okay, next. Really this is a movie we both watched. I don't know if you like this one, but I love this movie. Candy Jar.
Yeah, it's so cute.
It's
I don't love it because I can't say I've rewatched it that many times, but I really enjoy it.
It's like a good. It's a really good Netflix original movie in my opinion.
It's kind of sad, so I feel like that's why I don't rewatch it. Honestly,
it's not that sad.
It's not that sad, but I was really hit.
Real. It's like it's not. It's kind of set up to be like I shouldn't say
it's sad. Yeah, it's like something happens and it hit me. Okay,
yeah, it's like set up to be kind of like a rom-com, but it's not really romantic. No. But it's about these two like debate team kids who.
It's more of a coming of age.
Yeah, coming of age. It's like these two debate team kids who are like the only two people on their debate team, and they're like super competitive.
Who care?
Yeah, they're like super competitive with each other. They both want to get into like Ivy League schools, and they're basically just trying to the whole premise is like they're so focused on like school and stuff that they don't really make any friends and stuff like that, so they don't really have
they hate each other, but they're their only friends.
Yeah, they're like enemies, and then their moms like are enemies. It's really funny. It's like really like heartfelt. It's real. It's like, you know, some shit happens.
It's a good coming of age movie.
Like, it is. It's a pretty decent coming of age
movie. I feel like I would make my kid watch it. Like it's good for you. Watch it. Yeah.
Next.
I know. I have nothing bad to say.
Yeah.
Next.
You can say your next one.
Sex Education.
Quality show. Quality
took me by surprise. It really knocked me in the back of the head. Like, I was like, whoa.
I love Sex Education.
I loved it. I don't even know how to explain each character I love. That's it. Yeah. I think that's literally it.
There's such interesting characters. And I love the whole thing how it's like a hybrid between a British and an American show.
Yes.
Like even British people are confused when they watch it because they're like, British schools are not like this. And then American people are like, but American schools are not like this either.
They literally, I watched a whole video on that, how they were like, this doesn't make sense either
and
way,
then like the director or like the producer literally said like that's the point, like we wanted to kind of merge like the British teen experience and the American teen, like that's why it's like a British school but they're not wearing uniforms, they're not doing any of that shit, like you know what I mean, like they have like school dances and stuff like that.
You want it to be advertised everywhere.
And like honestly, like honestly speaking, it's like really informative.
Oh yeah,
like it literally has
you a lot
like
of terms.
You would think like it's like such a education as like a joke where it's like haha it's sex education but we're not going to teach you anything. No, but it actually teaches you a lot.
100%.
Like I learned a lot from it.
I didn't know about, never heard about.
Like that's what I was saying, where it's like
real issues. Yeah.
If anything, like when my kids, if I have kids and like they're like teenagers, like I would want them to watch it because it's like you do learn a lot like about. Like it talks about uncomfortable.
There's a lot of nudity, but
like if you're gonna teach your kids sex education, like you have to.
It's a good one.
Like if you want to really let them actually learn important topics that like, because the thing about sex like actual sex education is like you have to you can't like really shy away, because if like the time is gonna come where they're gonna have to deal with that stuff, so it's like you might as well show them how it really is, you know. And I feel like it does a really good job at like navigating that while keeping the story like fun and interesting, having fun and interesting characters.
It's still really light.
And I love the show. I can't wait for it. And like they had the second season and it was just as good as the first season. Like I enjoyed it so much.
The only thing is I wish I mean spoiler for people, sorry, you should have watched it, shame on you. Do you really think Otis lost his virginity? I still don't think so.
Wait, I don't remember. I haven't watched it in a while.
Because they didn't show it happen. They just showed whenever things happen off camera, I'm always skeptical.
That makes sense.
Like whenever
I don't
they're
remember,
like, oh,
actually.
this
Who
happened.
did he quote unquote lose it to?
That rude girl, you know? Do you remember that girl who it was a picture of her? It was her nudes going around in the first season. She's like really rude. And like you don't remember? Like the bully girl who used to be friends. What's her name? The girl who got us, the one with the buck teeth. Sorry.
Oh.
She used to be friends with her. And then like she's like really rude, you know?
Yeah, I might have to go back and check because I don't remember. Oh, okay. But yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we could talk about this another day.
Yeah, but Sex Education, I think, is a very quality Netflix show.
Good show.
Very good.
Very good.
Like diverse cast, diverse relationships. See, that's what's good when you have.
And they follow each character. Like it's not even like Otis is the main character, but like
you see things happening with a bunch of other characters. They show a bunch of different like sexualities and like they even go into like fetishes. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like it teaches you what you really need to know. Like it might be uncomfortable for some people, but it's like this is really what sex education is. It's like you need to learn about this. And I feel like they were smart.
Because they made the main character someone who's reluctant about sex, which I feel like most people are. And then, but then he somehow is very educated about it at the same time. Exactly. Which is crazy. Exactly. I felt like that was really good. Yeah.
No, I love that show.
Good narrative choice.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Okay. This is a movie. I don't think you've watched this, but
no, I haven't.
It's by one of my favorite directors, Bong Joon-ho. He directed Parasite. He has a Netflix movie, actually. It's called Okja, and it's a very interesting movie because it's like, because he's a Korean director, right? And he mostly does Korean movies, except I think his only English language movie that he's done was Snowpiercer, and even then there was like Korean in it. Snowpiercer is like that movie with Chris Evans in it. But Okja is a movie that he did, like it's a strictly like Netflix movie. And it's like half Korean, half English. It's really interesting. There's some pretty like famous people in it. There's like Tilda Swinton or whatever her name is. She's in a bunch of movies like that. Lily Collins is in it. The dude from Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid is in it. Who else is in it? Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. Nice. There's some like famous people in it, and then there's also like some Korean actors in it. Basically, the premise is like there's this little girl and her dad in like South Korea, the farmlands of South Korea. They grow like a giant genetically modified pig, basically, because this company was like it's kind of confusing, but this company, this like large food company or whatever, was trying to grow these like giant pigs so that they can like feed more people for less money or whatever. And then they had this little contest where they dispatched their largest pigs to everyone, and whoever could grow the biggest pig wins a big prize. And then like there's this whole thing about like animal rights activism and like corporate shit. Like it's a very interesting movie. I think everyone should watch it. Like it's just really cool. There's a lot of like action, and it's like heartfelt because like this little girl's like best friends with the pig, and the pig's name is Okja. That's why it's called Okja. But
yes,
it's like it has like Bong Joon-ho movies have a lot of social commentaries. This one's a lot about like environmental stuff and like corporations and stuff like that. Very interesting. Highly recommend it.
Yes. No, I've been told about this movie, recommended. I know what it's about. I know almost everything about it except for the plot.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens because I haven't watched it, but I know what the lesson is. I know what the tea is. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you're looking for something new to watch, I recommend it.
Yeah. I'll watch it eventually.
Yeah.
It will happen.
And then you can say our last one.
Last one. I'm gonna preface this. One of my favorite Netflix. I think it was
this is
one of the first to get me into it.
If you're talking objectively, I think this is the best Netflix original content.
I would say so. Yeah.
Honestly. No matter what your personal preference is, I feel like no one can deny that this is the best thing to come out of Netflix. Which is how does the intro go? I forgot.
I
don't know.
Oh my gosh, we're the worst.
Doesn't matter.
Stranger Things, guys.
This really put Netflix on the map, I think.
Yeah, I did. It was y'all
Netflix original things on the map, yeah.
Yeah, Netflix originals. Y'all really make stuff. They went in with the tone, the nostalgia, the characters.
The cinematography, everything.
The cinematography is almost disgustingly entertaining.
Yeah.
I was how do you guys make every
the story
shot
was entertaining?
Cool.
Even though, like I said, this is objectively. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the third season or even the second. I really liked the first season a lot.
Yeah.
But you can't even deny that this is the most iconic shit that Netflix has ever put out.
Oh yes.
And it kind of started the whole Netflix original, because I can't think of any Netflix originals that came out before it. I don't think they made that much noise, and then after this made so much noise. That's when Netflix started getting more funds for because everyone wanted the Stranger Things success,
Yeah, I feel the first Netflix original show did have really hype. It was, I forget what it's called. Original show. It was House of Cards. Is that right?
Oh, maybe something like that.
Something
yeah,
like that. It was a huge deal. That one, but after that, it died down. People didn't really talk about.
Oh, Orange is the New Black, I think, was the very first one.
Yes,
that got really popular. So there's that one. If you want, I've never seen it, so I feel I can't say much about it. I know a lot of people really love that show. I
just feel Stranger Things was for
everybody. That's what I was gonna say. Stranger Things was for everybody, kids, adults, all ages could watch it, and it was a huge deal.
I hate scary movies. I don't like being scared at all. Not even a little bit. Coraline still makes me he gives me the heebie-jeebies, and that's a cartoon. But I will continue to watch Stranger Things no matter how much they scare me, because I love the people. I love the show. I think it's I love it. Just love it. Just love it. Just love it.
It's it's so iconic. You can't deny.
I think I think what we're trying to say is, even though it's a corporation and we hate the man, capital M, we have to thank Netflix for keeping us entertained during this lockdown. Without them, would I go insane? Yes. The answer is yes.
Speaking of, I have the answer for you. Yeah, House of Cards was the very first Netflix original show, I think. If I'm not wrong. Yeah, you did.
Oh,
if I'm not wrong, and I don't think I think
you're correct.
It's it was the very first Netflix original show. I actually did not know that till now. So there you go.
Yeah. There you go.
House of Cards. That was a big deal. I agree with you.
Orange is the New Black was the biggest
Orange is the New Black was the third one.
That.
So that makes sense. But then I'm trying to see where is Stranger Things on this list. Does it count as drama?
I'm
only looking at I think I'm only looking at the ones that have already finished. Let me see ongoing ones. Hold on. Please hold. Yeah, all the other drama. Yeah, Stranger Things was in 2016, so it was way after.
But that's only 3 years and of them
they had huge. They had a lot of shows after House of Cards that were popular, but Stranger Things was it blew up. Because there was House of Cards, there was Daredevil, Sense8, Narcos, those type of things, but then Stranger Things really, really did that.
No, Stranger Things. And people, I agree, some people are oh, I don't like the second, third, and that's fine.
And that's what I'm saying. It's I don't think it's not my favorite show of all time, even though it was for a little while. I used to love it. But you just can't deny that it is what it is.
It's a masterpiece, y'all. I put it up there.
So yeah, I'm very
well done show.
I'm very interested. There's obviously we didn't mention everything, but there's a lot of other Netflix original content to be spoken about. But I'm just excited for future. I think Netflix.
I am
although they do have their issues. With some of the stuff they choose to put out, they are you can't deny that they're kind of leading the way in terms of progressive, forward thinking. Content.
They're not afraid to if you want to have an original story and you want it to be different, Netflix is the place to go. I think so no too. More of Hollywood gatekeeping with this stuff. Exactly. I feel Netflix is we'll kind of take anything as long as it's really good, we're gonna tell this story and we're gonna make people like it. And I think they have done a really good job doing that, you know. Like we haven't even talked about it, and we've talked about maybe doing like a part 2 to this later.
If we a lot more stuff. We could literally a year from now we could do this and talk about completely different things if we wanted to.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, keep it up, Netflix.
I'll be watching you.
So. Yes, I will be watching too. All right,
that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And you know, tell us what you watch on Netflix. I don't know.
Tell us, recommend some shows.
Yeah. If you ever want to recommend a show, actually, like a lot of people like tell me like stuff like, oh, you should review this and review that, and I like appreciate it a lot because if we ever need ideas, we like it. Yeah. So if you guys ever have a suggestion for a show, or we don't really talk about shows that much, we prefer limited series movies, personally. But or if you have limited series or movies is what we prefer to talk about. So if you have a movie or limited series that you guys want us to talk about, just let us know. DM either of us on Instagram or the Flick Chicks Pod account, or comment or anything like that. Tell us if you have a movie you want us to see and review. We'll do that. And follow us on Instagram, subscribe to this podcast, and have yourself, stay safe, everyone. Stay home, watch a movie.
Watch Netflix.
Watch the ones that we've recommended. Maybe we talked about some and you haven't seen them yet, so watch those.
Yeah, make your own opinion.
Exactly. All right, catch you guys next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.